Real pleasure to be sitting with you.
I'm so grateful you're here. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
your time, man. Appreciate your time. You're let's go straight in because it's the next act, right?
Yes.
And that airs today.
December the 10th.
But I looked when I was doing the research, the prep.
Yes.
I saw that you put out a post as long ago as May 2004, 24. 2004 would have been a long time. 2024, looking for talent, letting people know that you were part of this process.
Yeah.
So I really want to know what the process has been like.
Oh, wow.
How did you get involved? Why did Simon reach out for you?
Yeah.
What's the experience of kind of unearthing new, unseen talent?
Like? Okay, well, Simon reached out to me. We are long-time friends. I'm only probably like over a decade now. I first met Simon working on The X Factor, which was like so overwhelming that I was even asked to even work on that show with him. And I'd be in board meetings with him. And one thing I loved is he would always ask for my opinion. Even though like there'd be like crazy execs in the room and whatever, he would still want to know my opinion. And I loved that. And I just like kind of stayed close to him. Ended up working with a lot of his acts on Psycho at the time, so like Little Mix, obviously, and James Arthur, One Direction. Wrote most of my songs with Little Mix. So I had like 32 songs with them and 2 number ones and da da da. It's just been a crazy
we're not
journey.
gonna do the da da da, right? Because as I said in the beginning, maybe it was off camera. I want people to know your journey, right? And I know we haven't got all day, but I really want people to understand why it is you find yourself in a position. So not da da da. What else?
Do you know what it is? I definitely suffer from like a lot of imposter syndrome. So I tend to.
I was going to ask you that as well.
Yeah, I really, really do. I sometimes even feel like I understand how I'm here, how I got here. But one thing I do know is I work extremely hard. So I think through that period, I was like writing so many songs and hustling my way into so many rooms and working with everyone you can think of in the industry. And then just kind of worked my way up slowly. So since then, Simon and I have kind of maintained this friendship. And then last year, I got a call from an unknown caller who I didn't know who it was.
And you picked it up?
I picked it up just on the off chance. I don't even pick up unknown numbers like that.
Spirit was ringing then, right?
I didn't know who it was. They was like, "Hi, Kamille, it's Simon." And I'm like, "Hi, Simon." Because if anyone knows Simon, they know he doesn't have a mobile phone. Like, I don't know how people even reach Simon Cowell. But he was basically saying to me, "Can you come down to this meeting? I want to have a meeting with, some people that I put together and we'll talk about a project." I was like, "Okay, cool." Didn't know anything that was going on. And get to this room and he's like, "Right, guys, I want to make a band."
And I bet it was like that as well.
No, literally, you can see it on the show. We're all like, "Okay." And we're like, "What?" And that was literally all we knew, is whether you're in or you're out. Do you want to do it or do you not? And immediately I was like, "Do you know what? I want to do this. This is going to be fun." And I think more than anything, what I wanted to do is make sure that I was showing diversity in this group. Because for me, I think I'm so used to seeing boy bands in particular just look a certain way and act a certain way. And I think there's just so much more representation that needs to be done. So I said to Simon, this is one thing I want to do, is find a range of people. I want it to represent all types of people that could be in the band. So that was my main thing, and just finding talent on the corners of this country, people who would never normally be seen or heard. And yeah, that was like my main goal through the whole thing, was making sure that talent was found.
So you're obviously you've mentioned you've helped craft the sound of a generation, really, right? And when I was looking at what you've done, it dawned on me that your pen wasn't just shaping songs, but shaping culture.
Oh wow!
So is this like a continuation of that?
That's so sweet of you to say. Thank you. I feel like 100%. I think for me, I want to make sure that I leave some kind of like legacy behind in everything that I do. And I definitely think that for me with this, I wanted to make sure that the people that were on this journey represented everyone. And not only that, were able to tell their stories. Do you know what I mean? I think they're all going to have different things to say, different stories to tell. It's not just one voice. It's like all of their voices together. I don't know how on earth though they're going to record all the songs and get all their voices on the songs. There's 7 of them, but we will make it work. We're currently writing loads at the moment and making loads of music and stuff. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, it's a different journey for me. I haven't done something like this before. Very new to the process. So I'm excited to see how it goes.
You've talked openly about being a black woman operating behind the scenes of British pop, a space that hasn't always been inclusive, right? So how did you fare, and kind of how has it shaped who you are through the years?
It's definitely made me a stronger person. My mum was an incredible role model for me. She worked her way up to earn an MBE for her work in business. And I think that's something that has stayed true to me as inspiration for a black woman. To see that from my own mum, I just knew that anything was possible. So I've definitely, for me in this career I've had, walked into rooms with the confidence, like, you can't tell me anything. Not only am I blessed, but I work hard and I know I'm talented and I'm here to show you what I can do. I never walk into a room fearful. I just don't, because I know what I bring. And I think that's something that I wanted to inspire other young girls in particular with, to know, especially, for example, I'm a songwriter, but I realized very soon on I was also a producer. I was producing music. And this is something that I've learned over the years. I was doing way more than I even realized. And so many of us do that in life and don't even realize what we're capable of. So I think for me, that's been the hardest thing, is understanding my truth and really knowing what my capabilities were. Now that I know that, I feel like I'm unstoppable, but it's my job to encourage everyone else to do the same. So like even little things when I make songs, for example, my last song that I made for myself called When I Lie, if you go onto the credits on Spotify, for example, you'll see it says sung by Kamille, produced by Kamille, written by Kamille.
You're giving yourself your flowers now, right? I get it.
That for me is inspiring to other girls in particular, because I keep saying girls because there are hardly any female producers, engineers, the tech side of the industry, very male orientated. So yeah, if I can leave some kind of legacy in that area, I'd be really, really proud of myself.
I was going to go into Simon Cowell again, but I'm going to save that to the end. You're a mum as well.
I am.
Right? Of two.
Yeah, of
right?
two.
How old?
So my son TJ is 2 years old and my daughter Tari is 7 months.
Not easy.
No,
not easy. I mean, like you said, 7 months. So you were working on this.
Yeah.
While doing the hardest.
While I was pregnant and while I was
and that's a whole new experience.
Yeah.
How was it for you? Would you do it again?
I think, do you know what? Both times I've had a baby, I haven't given myself enough rest. I'm definitely a workaholic. And it's almost like I feel like if I don't work, I'll miss a moment, which is a real shame, because I should have known that that was okay. I could have given myself a break. But I just felt like I owed something to this talent, actually, if I'm honest. I didn't overwork myself, but I didn't want to miss moments where we could have found an incredible voice. So, Simon was really, really flexible with me, obviously, understandably. He would come to my house and film with me, for example, and do things like that to make my life easier. But I just feel like with my job, sometimes it doesn't feel like a job. I'm really lucky to have a job where I can just like go and sing downstairs in my little studio, or like voice my ideas into my phone and do a TikTok. Like, I don't want to ever position myself in a place where it looks like what I'm doing is super hard, because I don't actually think it is. I feel like it's more of a blessing I get to do this. So me being pregnant is just another outlet for my creativity. If I'm honest.
So would you say you lived the dream then? Would that be accurate?
I would say I lived the dream with a little bit of hell. No, I'm just, do you know what? It has its nuances. I think this industry is riddled with, areas where you can be extremely anxious. Very easy to slip into depression, very easy to slip into like points of comparison. All of that just comes with it. It's that kind of world that
the highs are highs, the lows are lows.
Oh my God, the lows are low.
Simon rarely brings people into his inner circle. Right? Yeah. You mentioned that you've been working with him for a while, but that inner circle kind of affords you a different perspective.
Yeah.
So with that perspective, what can you kind of share with us or with the world that maybe you learned over the last year or so?
Oh my gosh. I would definitely say from Simon in particular. Okay, so when you look at Simon, obviously someone who's like so successful, had so much experience, you wouldn't think that he even needs to do this. That was my first question.
Because it's a bit out the bluish, right?
You just don't need to do it. Yeah. You're so successful and accomplished. You could just relax the rest of your life if you really wanted to. There's something within him that inspires me. It's that thing that there's always more. There's always room for me to grow and learn. And for me, watching Simon learn this part of the industry, which is a completely brand new part, it's the social media era. When he was making bands, Instagram, TikTok, some of them didn't even exist. So you know, even when he put the first call out for auditions and he found that hardly any people applied for it, like that was a massive shock to his system. And I think seeing him be so devastated by that and then turn that around and not give up and go and do a million interviews, a million content creations with all these influencers, and he was working. And I'm sitting there thinking, this man doesn't need to do this. Like he could just cancel the whole thing. But I watched him do that, and there is nothing more inspiring than someone who's at the top of their game still want to work for more. And that showed me that there is never a time when you should stop working, and there's never a time when you should stop wanting more for yourself. So that for me has been the biggest lesson. Like, I might have had success, but I have so much further to go. I feel like I'm just at the beginning of it all. And I'm just going to stay close to people like that who inspire me, because I've got a long way to go.
Okay, let's wrap it up then. In terms of this show, what should people be looking out for? Was there any acts that you fell in love with and found it difficult to maybe discard, or anything you can share with us ahead of time?
You know what? I think there are some members of the group, honestly, who I remember getting goosebumps where I had to like turn to Simon and go, oh my God. It didn't happen often. There were also a lot of people who we weren't right for this group but are incredible, like maybe soloists or like singer-songwriter types that I still think about now, and I've messaged. So I'm like, you were so incredible. You weren't right for this group, but you could be like the next Ed Sheeran or something. Like, so I think that's the hardest bit, is like seeing people come in and seeing talent and it not being quite right and having to let that go. But I feel like I'm just going to stalk them on social media and let them know, like, it's never the end for you, man. There's just so much talent out there. I think that's what kills me as well, is knowing how many talented people aren't found. That for me is like a painful thing.
It's a frustration.
It's so frustrating. And I think that's why I did this show. People might have opinions of, you know, oh, it's a band like this or a band like that. For me, it's just about giving people opportunities. That's the least I can do with the platform I have. So yeah, man, I'm just so grateful that I got to have that opportunity to do that.
I think a lot more people are going to see you, get to understand who you are and what you've done, which is going to, I think, elevate your brand stock. I want to know what you're going to do with that when it does, though, when it happens.
Oh my gosh, what will I do with it? Probably try and help more people, put more music out, write for more artists. I want to start businesses. I want to start a legacy, you know? So hopefully this is just the start of that, and just more and more and more. Got so much further to go.
Thanks for your time, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to share with us before we part ways?
Perfect.
We're good, yeah?
Thank you.
All right, no worries. Where can people follow you? They're going to want to follow you.
Okay, you can follow me if you want to on TikTok, Instagram. I'm at Kamille on everything. And yeah, just hit me up. I always reply to DMs and comments if you want to let me know anything. Let me know what you think of the show. Let me know what you think of my music. Thank you so much. I mean,
I only just met her, but she used to reply to all the DMs.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.